Today and in this video, I want to talk about something very crucial, something very much on my heart. The nurse as the handmaiden to the doctor. The stereotype about it. It's actually a stereotype. Yeah, about the nurse as a handmaiden. So I was there in the ward in the hospitals and looking at how the nurse-doctor relationship flows. Is like a boss and the subordinates, sort of. Yeah, so I took to the streets, I took to the classroom, and I tried asking a number of people their thoughts. Why is it that nurses are mostly seen as subordinates? Yes, and these were some of their views. And stay tuned. Kindly listen to them before we move forward.
Well, good morning. I think it should be why do some nurses feel they are handmaidens to doctors? Yes, because personally, my experience as a nurse, I don't feel like I'm a handmaiden to anybody. If you are able to ask questions, if you're able to question the judgments of a doctor, the person knows that, oh, you are also knowledgeable. If you go and you sit there and then the person tells you do this, that's when you do it. That's when you feel like you are an apprentice to the doctor or something. Me, I don't feel that way because I go to great lengths to learn about what I am going to do, the drug I'm going to administer, the kind of procedure we are going to do, so that if you even deviate or you change something, I can ask you questions about why you are doing it this way and not what we already know. You get it? But if you don't even know anything about what you're going to do, you just rely on the doctor to come and give you instructions, that's when you feel like you're an apprentice. So I think that is where the notion is coming from, and it's mostly predominant amongst the diploma nurses. They feel that way, and it's because our educational system has made it seem that the doctors are untouchable, and then they find themselves at the lower end of the food chain. Not only the diploma people, those enrolled, those with certificate, they see the prestige attached to being a doctor, like a medical doctor, is so much that the doctors themselves also sometimes feel untouchable. They wouldn't say it in so many words, but then if you question them, some of them don't really like it. And then they feel they have a right to question you. So it's all about re-fine-tuning our mind. I think this all comes down to how we are training students in the various institutions. They should be told emphatically that they are not apprentices of doctors. They should be made to know something called assertion. They should own their shit. Like, if you do something and you do it wrong, you own it. If you see someone going wayward, you say it. Our own behavior sometimes is what makes us look down on our own selves, and then in the long run we feel like, oh, we are below we are below doctors. Or no, even in our own rankings, we don't have any doctor there. We have our highest being whoever, CNO or whatever. There's no doctor there. But then sometimes when you're going to ask a question, the person who is above you will tell you, I'm going to ask a doctor. Like, you'll be wondering, you get it? So I think the structures in place too can be made proper, such that we have a rank where you get and you are at par with the medical superintendent in the hospital, and that a nurse, a pharmacist, what is it called? Medical laboratory technician, anybody who attains to a certain level can occupy the position of a medical superintendent, or like a CEO of a hospital or something, and shouldn't only be medical doctors. Those are all structures that we would have to put in place. And so some will move into academia, some will move into law, so that by the time you come back, you are more equipped to do some of these things. And in the long run, nobody can just trash talk you. When you come with your resume, they know that you've learned, like, you have a lot of experience, you have a lot of managerial skills, you can actually manage a hospital. So I think it's one step at a time. So, but let's look at it from how we are training those from the NTCs before we start talking about this whole issue.
Okay, so there you have it. This is a sample. This is a thought of a senior colleague as to how we feel that we are just a handmaiden. Yeah. So I don't know. Moving forward, how do we go about it? How do we correct it? This is what the video seeks to bring about. I personally, I've only felt this. Even when there is ward rounds going on with the doctors, you find that mostly our in charges, they actually will be far away, like somewhere, with all the information about the patient, and they're just standing somewhere, and the doctors are like this, that. But hardly do I see in charges take nurses to do these ward rounds with them. There are no nurses. Hardly. Maybe they do, I just don't know, but hardly do I see. And the ones that I see is a doctor-nurse combination, and the nurse is mostly far away, as if what is happening is, I don't know, doesn't concern you, or I can't actually classify that. Yes, so let's look at these things. I know most of you have faced these challenges with doctors, and maybe you felt kind of a subordinate, you don't know what you're about, etc. Yes, so this is a wake-up call. The nursing is a profession, and that stereotype of being a handmaiden to the doctor is not true. It shouldn't be so. Yes, so this is a wake-up call. I personally feel that the reason why we mostly think we are just the handmaiden to the doctors is that we lack confidence. And I think it has been so, like, for the past decades or so. The doctors are seen in the society as they have a higher role, a higher authority. I think they are the superintendent in charge of most of the medical facilities. The society make it see that way, and they do not account to anyone. Yes, but then it shouldn't be so. Thinking that they do not account to anybody doesn't mean our profession as nurses should be belittled or should not be given that much recognition. Yes, so first of all, our confidence as nurses, it's somehow low. The despondency, low spirit. So our confidence, and also the society has made it seem as though the doctor is very high, very knowledgeable, and we are just like trying to feed from their high knowledge. Yeah, it shouldn't be so. I'm still getting views on these subject matter from other people, other learned people in the same profession, nurses or even doctors or pharmacists. Yes, because we are all working at the hospital. We are all allied health workers working at the hospital. At least there should be some separation of powers of some sort, where we feel like our profession also matters. Our profession matters. Yeah. So moving forward, so these are some of the challenges I've seen. Challenge of lack of confidence, and the society seeing it as so. Yes. But then moving forward, how can we go about it? It starts in our nursing school. First of all, I think we can start by dressing as professionals. When you get to the hospital, it's easy to tell who is a doctor and who is a nurse. By their style of dressing. Yes, the nursing is a profession, so we should dress to that accord. We should dress in that manner. So we should dress well as nurses. Yes. So right from nursing school, we should get more presentable wears that when we get out into the world working as a nurse, we can actually that confidence issue can actually go down. And secondly, we can also talk about knowing our craft. We should know our craft well. Yes, we should know what vital signs is. It's not just about checking vital signs. I mean, you check and you record and you're like, oh, check vital signs. Check that, let's say 2 chatted and recorded as follows, and that's that. No, you should know that temperature is high, so this is what it means. This is what I can inform the doctor about, so that there should be some sort of communication between learned colleagues, as in the professional, the doctors, and also the nurses. So not just checking the vitals, you should be more knowledgeable. Yes, that will actually help. And being more knowledgeable also goes down to how we set questions in the schools, the nursing schools, or in the universities. Yes, how we set our questions. Our questions are basically mostly about recall, the ability to recall, not the ability to understand. And we are mostly dropping past questions. Past questions. Sorry. So a student like me, I won't actually go and read the material to get understanding. I'll just go and solve past questions, and I know they will definitely drop past questions. Yes, which is not so in the case of pharmacy students. I asked a few of them, so I'll be posting their response. I'll be sharing their response as images. Yes, in pharmacy school, it's really not that way. Some things you need to really get the understanding. Yes, you mostly have to understand. Basically, you need to understand. Yeah, not just about slides and recall, your ability to recall. Nah, that wouldn't be of much help. So let's look quickly at those responses to my questions. Then we'll keep going. Stay tuned. Okay, so these were their responses, and I think you know by now. Yeah. So moving forward to we should be confident. Yes, as nurses, we should have some self-esteem, self-pride in what we do, because we know what we are doing. Yes, that will actually help eradicate this mentality that still dawns on most nurses. I mean, just helpmates go and serve medications and you just serve and you just go about your duty. No, you're not just serving medication. You know the medication you're serving, the side effects, the adverse effects, and the pharmacological effects we want to get. Yes, all these we should know them so that it makes us more confident. So these are just a few of my thoughts. Yes, and as time goes on, you can drop in the comment box what you also think, and your experiences with doctors, and yes, on the ward and how they treated you. I don't think you can get to a pharmacy shop and be saying whatever you want to the pharmacist just because you're a doctor. It doesn't work that way. They know their craft, they know their pharmacy, and you can't just go about bossing them. It should be so with nurses, it should be so with nurses. Even though we are working for a collective effort for the well-being of the patient, yes, we studied nursing as a profession. Yeah, and there should be room for that professionalism. I believe so. Yes. So nurses know your craft, and you can question doctors as to why they are doing this for your patients when you've actually studied. I hope you get me. is Nurse Daniel, and we'll be talking more deeper into deeper issues. Yes, as nurses. Stay tuned.